good thoughts about it. Look, the mobile app is very, very basic at the moment. I think the app is incredible. It's an amazing amount of work that have gone into like building the back end to it. It's only going to go and get better and better as we add products to it. As everybody knows, Bart, who's our lead mobile app developer working in Flutter, has a little bit of a health issue, and our thoughts and prayers are with Bart. So, okay, on to Jessica. Who's our lead mobile app developer working in Flutter, has a little bit of a health issue, and our thoughts and prayers.
Oh, that's awesome. Can you mute? Thank you. Amazing. Okay, hey guys. So last week from the marketing side of things, we had a really nice developer working in Flutter. Yeah. Okay, all good. So from our side, last week, the marketing department, we really worked on refining our content calendar for all of the social channels through the week, and also for the next coming weeks as well. And there'll be things that will be supporting our digital cash accounts, also the upcoming mobile app launch. So all of the topics that are going to be discussed on the Real Vision channel are now also going to be supporting on our social media accounts. So it's a really nice structure that's in place, and that'll be available for the whole company to be aware of, to see what's coming up from the social and marketing team, just so we can make sure that everyone is perfectly aligned. As Robert also said, the Real Vision episode 1 aired on Friday, and we had some great feedback from the community as well in the comments. A lot of people saying they really enjoyed it, they love the transparency. So it was really nice to see everyone's feedback on that. And then also just to show our all-star from our social medias last week, we actually had Twitter performing exceptionally well. So some of the tweets we have 320% up in the green with tweets, tweet impressions 420% up, and profile visits 74% up month on month. So that was really, really nice. Twitter was our all-star social media channel last week, which was very cool to see. Focus for this week, I'm personally going to be working on some external marketing. So there's a lot of events that are on in Dubai this week. Now that we have the platform up and running, I'm able to go and just help share the message and spread some news on what we do, and also help with some partnerships when it comes to some external reach, just to help us scale in the way that we want to. So it's really exciting from my side, and you'll also see some of the updates on social media as well. Tina, who's our head of campaigns, will be outlining the organizational chart for the marketing team. So it will help give a little bit more of a rhythm of who's responsible for what when it comes to the internal marketing. And then also social media managers will be continuing to post and meet deadlines when it comes to the content calendar. And then just some things to show the wider team. If we go to the next slide. Who's in charge of the slides? Amazing, thank you. Okay, so external media coverage. So last week, as you guys might have noticed, we had the Real Vision episode that went live. Great feedback, as I mentioned, and also on the community. The picture was covered there, but there was some really nice feedback as well with Robert and Amazon Prime being the all-stars of the show. This week, when it comes to external media coverage, there is going to be quite a few events. So Meta Week is going to be taking place in Dubai. So I'll be speaking at 2 panels and kind of doing more of the explain the on-ramp and off-ramp process of our organization and what we do, and that will really provide a solution to some metaverse organizations. So I'm really excited to get some positive feedback there, and also you guys will see the content when that comes to air. And also on Wednesday at 5 a.m. Dubai time, I'll be on an International Women's Day webinar with Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy, Sierra Sun, who's the CEO of Huobi. There's also people from IBM and Solana. So it's just really nice to show that now that we have the product, and now that we have the social medias in place, it's amazing that our organization is on the same tier already just a few weeks after launch with these kind of companies, and we're speaking at these events. And I think it's a really bullish sign that we're going to start to get some very exciting partnerships underway and some business collaboration. So make sure to keep an eye. There'll be a lot of big content shared on social media, but it's a big, exciting week for marketing this week.
Amazing.
Hey guys.
That's great. Cool.
Last week, I mainly focused on creating a plan for turning our soft launch into a proper launch on Arbitrum. So there's a few tech and liquidity things we need to wait for before executing, but from marketing perspective, there's a lot we can prepare in advance. So the idea is to do a large push once the product is properly ready, getting on the Arbitrum portal, getting PR placements, doing live streams, such as on Twitter Spaces, potentially with influencers as well, all of which can then be distributed across Reddit and Twitter, where we can also do product-focused paid ads. Once this is going for a while, we'll reach out to influencers, podcasts, and websites to get featured on there. Beyond that, I've been doing some work on the ambassador contest, as well as helping on Miriam's article on why we're not a bank. Next week, I'll be preparing steps for that plan, writing articles, managing graphics to be created, stuff like that, as well as pushing out Nick's article about wallets. Yeah, that's me. Thanks.
Helena?
Hello team. Last week I was focused on onboarding Daria, our new UX UI designer, and I'm right now focusing on growing more stable department about UX UI. We started to build the platform and structure the process for it with Daria. We started to create library in Figma for mobile app. At that moment, the plan is to move smoothly all our development process to Figma. We will try to test it out, and if it will work perfect and synchronization will go perfect, it will let us to grow faster and develop our app in a better way. We started to move cards flow to Figma with Daria, and started to work on geo flow for mobile, as Bart required screens for mobile app to do it. Focused on this week, we plan also to do 2FA flow for mobile in Figma. So our previous iterations was like we working through Zeppelin, but I will restructure the process in a better way, and we'll synchronize this workflow with our developers. So be patient a bit, it needs some time, while I'll structure it and transfer our new workflow to everybody. I hope this week I will onboard Sasha, and she will start to help build us web app and build components base for web app in Figma. And I hope we will start also this week creating wider screens adoption for web app. This is the plan and my work on last week. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, as for backend team and front-end team, unfortunately, we had not made good progress last week, but some of us was working properly. Thank you, guys. So our goals for the next week are the same as for current week. We are focusing on cards, we are focusing on digital cash accounts, we are focusing on investments, and of course we are finishing medical science, and I hope it will be available in a couple of days. Our goal was moving to Georgia, and we made it with no problems. Thanks for Robert, thanks for all our supporters, thanks for Fluid.ch team who helped us mentally and physically. Thank you, guys. We are really a big, great family. That's it for tech team for this week. Felix.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So finally, I finished the organizational structure across all teams together with Robert and Tina, as well as focusing on the status quo and also how we want to develop there. Also the definition of the company-wide hirings in the upcoming weeks where we're talking about. And in addition to that, I'm trying to visualize the end-to-end user funnel with possible responsibilities for each touch point. So this is still work in progress, and I will continue working on this week. Most probably I will show you this next week in our Monday's meeting, also maybe the finalized org chart, so you see the outcome of the last 2 days work. And yeah, bringing all this together, I will focus very much on the topic of ownership of responsibilities in a company-wide perspective, also with the org chart again. And there was a extreme ownership presentation also some weeks ago from Nick, and I'm trying to bring this together with our day-to-day work. So trying to show some best practices from micro to macro perspective, so we all can and show how we can all focus more on outcome and increase productivity. Yeah, to bring together all those loose ends and streamline everything. That's what I want to focus on this week. And of course also some final visualization of the company-wide tools and services we use, yeah, to have the full map there and a very big understanding also there for the responsibilities, who's in charge of which tool. That's about it. Handing over to maybe Costa Rica, I don't know. No, Igor.
So few words. Yeah, as Nikolai said, last week was very busy with some of the transfer stuff, but I found some time to think about our KYC especially. We had some issues with KYC in the past months, and especially one of the few past weeks. And the farther we go, the less we can tolerate these. And we found some nice solutions and potentially how we can at least circumvent these kind of issues in future. So discussed it, and we have a potential view on, let's say, API or architecture level of our KYC in future. We're not completely set in stone of what will actually happen under the hood, but in at least general terms, it shouldn't really happen again. I hope that nobody from our community anyway noticed this, because we are very fast, but actually we did have issues with KYC, radically transparent guys. And apart from that, I personally was working on the Currency Cloud internal transfer hook, so that we'll be able to do instant internal transfers for the top up, which will help some of the users to get the money in the system very fast. But that's only starting right now. That's it.
Mike.
Hi guys, so I mainly worked on delivering virtual cards feature last week. I finally created a big merge request with 2K plus lines of code. So all the significant screens like create card screen, card detail screen, enabling or disabling features, disabling features like international payments or online payments are implemented now. There are still some screens that should be implemented, so we'll concentrate on them in this week. These screens mainly have to do with some operations confirmation, like close card confirmation screen or some detailed screens about the card status. So hope I will be able to merge all my changes to some test environment so that we can test it thoroughly with some real money. So yeah, that's the main goal, is delivering virtual cards.
Yes, hello. So mainly this week I was focused on living in Russia. So, but also at the same time I was able to work on KYC level 0. So currently working close with the backend team to line the new API for accounts, and I guess I will need some time to adjust the front end for the new API. Also, I had to proceed with code review. I already started it for this big merge request from Mike. There are still a lot of code that need to be reviewed, probably some improvements for this. Yeah, so proceed with KYC. That's it.
Sergey's not here. Yeah.
Yeah, hello guys. So before going into kind of a weekly market update on what happened in the crypto markets for the team and today also everyone, I also wanted to say that like I had a few calls with Nick last week and we mainly discussed like the future possible like investment product within the app or within the web app, like making use of like the opportunities in DeFi, and we discussed several options here. How to invest or with which protocols to integrate. I also did an update on possible farming opportunities on mainly Arbitrum and also Ethereum layer 1. Generally, like the DeFi yields have been going down over the last couple of weeks, following like the market and less demand for leverage. So they are quite low at the moment across the board, especially probably on Arbitrum because of like the lack of TVL and like less available protocols. So generally, like the best farming opportunities are right now found on Avalanche and Terra, and then partly also Phantom, but we'll come to Phantom a bit later. So that's about that. And then going looking at the overall crypto markets, of course, it has been a very volatile week again. Like we have seen like Bitcoin reaching highs of about 45K beginning of the month, and then falling back dramatically below the 40K mark to about like 38K we are seeing right now. And altcoins obviously suffering the same or even worse, especially like the DeFi version 1 tokens, like the one we know from DeFi Summer 2020, like Uniswap and Aave continuing to decline like more significantly than the overall market. And there's no end of this trend to be seen right now. We have some winners of the week too, with pluses of 60 respectively 30%, like Waves, and then Torchain's Rune and Juno, or like also Anchor's ANC, all showing like a plus 30% or more over a 7-day trend. Then if we look at like what's happening in the NFTs and metaverse market, like there have been lots of discussions regarding Ukraine also here. A big topic like the plan to do a token airdrop was highly discussed on crypto Twitter and also in the general news. Has now been changed to a NFT fundraise. Probably during the next days we'll see more details on this. Overall, like there have been more than 40 million raised by Ukraine through crypto. You can see like a live dashboard on this on Dune Analytics, and I put the link in the slide deck. It's quite interesting to see what's happening here, and the numbers have grown significantly. Also, the Ukraine DAO has been launched by a Pussy Riot member and a few other crypto native people, also trying to collect more funds and then kind of rally the crypto community behind. Then we see more and more like investments of also traditional companies or traditional entities, organizations. Last week I talked a bit more about this. This week we have seen like in South Korea, the official ministry of ICT investing almost 200 million USD to create their own like metaverse ecosystem within the country. Also Hashed is a major like crypto investment fund is supporting here. So that's interesting. On the DeFi market, obviously like as I'm talking about every week, like the fight for TVL, so the fight for capital is continuing between layer 1, layer 2, and especially in the first few places. Now Terra has extended its lead again as the number 2 behind Ethereum with more than 20 billion TVL. And then we see like constant change between Phantom Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, and other protocols, but especially Phantom, Polygon, Solana also lost more than 10% of capital this week. Also here you can follow on defilana.com/chains. So it's interesting to see what's happening here. You can also drill down on the individual protocols. Then we all know Andrea Kronje from like the YFE founder and founder of like more than 20 different protocols. He decided to stop contributing to DeFi. Lots of discussions around it because he just launched Solidly on Phantom, a stable swap DEX a few weeks ago with token. People bought in, and now he's leaving the ecosystem. He's leaving the project, and it's still unclear how many of his more than 20 decentralized applications will continue to live. Like he's doing handovers, but it's not clear like for which protocols there will be a team taking it over and for which not. So quite a drama here this week. Another interesting development has been like the Metamask restriction for certain countries. Like Metamask announced that like their functionality may be restricted in certain jurisdictions because the Infura endpoint for Ethereum that they are using, because this is restricted based on certain jurisdictions. And although you can like export your private key, you can use alternatives. There are different like Web3 wallets. Metamask is by far currently the market leader. And especially for new people or crypto beginners, it's quite significant if they can't use the service or don't know how to circumvent this. And again, this kind of initiated a broader discussion of like how dependent we are still on centralized services or also centralized tools. In this case, Infura and then Metamask. Then like Anchor Protocol, talked about it last time. Like it's now the second biggest lending protocol in all of DeFi, closely behind Aave with more than 11 billion USD locked, and new like collateral like Sol, Dot, Polkadot, Dot, and Avalanche AVAX coming also soon as collateral. As always, if you have any suggestions, demands, wishes, what topics to cover or where you want to know more about, let me know. Thank you.
That's really great. Thanks, Archon.
So I had an update. Hello, everyone. I've been working to get us that liquidity that we've been looking for with an OTC trade. When you do a trade like that and you're working with these firms, they do all the KYC and AMLs of all KYC and AMLs. They ask for everything and anything. And so we've been working through with our legal team to make sure. I literally believe there's one document that we are just confirming right now on our side to send over. And once that's done, I have confirmation from the Genesis team, who we're going to work with on this specifically, that they might even be able to front us the ETH, and then we would just have to, get them the funds. So we're hoping to get this done ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. I think we're just waiting on our legal team to confirm that one last final document. So we should get that very soon.
That's great. Good work, Torab.
I just spoke to Damien, by the way, regarding it. He's on it right now. It should be done by today for the W8 Ben form. So yeah, it's a bit of a hassle, this shitty governmental form, but it has to be filled properly, otherwise it's just going to take more and more time. So yeah.
Yeah, and the good news is once we're do the whole AML stuff, we're done. Like we can continue doing trades and never have to worry about this again. So that's the silver lining, if you want to call it that.
Okay, but that's good. Great news. Okay, who else has something to add? How about Nick? Do you want to?
Yeah, I can say a few words because I think I got rugged by the time zones on the slides and my slide got skipped. Yeah, I've been primarily working on a new concept since liquidity has been one of our main issues. And especially since we knew that as soon as we want to roll out other digital currencies or go to different chains, that problem will just increase. So this has been something that has been bothering me for a while. And I think last week I finally found a concept that will allow us to not just solve that liquidity issue and allow almost near infinite size trades at very low or no slippage. But it will even turn it into a positive, because there will be single-sided staking options for people to generate yield on either our digital currencies or the crypto assets we will swap into. We will basically create a multi-pool that will pair ETH or other cryptos with our digital currencies, and not just USD, but we can roll out all of them then, or most of them, hopefully a lot sooner than I initially thought, just because we don't need a separate liquidity pool for each currency. So we will create one big multi-pool, and also allow, integrate some flows. I don't want to go too deep into the technical details here, but we will basically allow some flows that will allow us or our users to swap even very large amounts of digital currencies to crypto, or crypto to our digital currencies, without suffering much slippage. So it will be a concept, using concentrated liquidity and asynchronous OTC deals that we will set up, and that will hopefully solve our current liquidity issues as well as all the future ones, and at the same time even create a cool product. So yeah, that's what I've been working on and what I will continue to work on. So we will get a first version of that, a prototype out as soon as possible, and see if it works the way I hope it will. And then we will see where we go from there.
Okay, that sounds amazing. So that's really going to involve, like, basically this amazing bridge that we've built that unites these two architectures, traditional and crypto. It's going to also unite Torab, a market making team. So maybe we can speak to Genesis about that. And then basically we need Chainlink price feeds, and anything that we've got a price feed for, and also that we can custody. So like currencies at the moment, right? So we can do like 34 different currencies, actually perhaps more currencies in the future, stocks, bonds, whatever. So that's, so this could be a really exciting product. So we have to connect also with Torab about about getting access to ETH OTC, and maybe there's a role for Genesis or somebody else. So. Okay, Mark, do you have anything you want to add? One of the things that we're going to work on with Mark is kind of these crypto whale accounts, private banking. So Mark's going to help set up private banking.
Yeah, definitely. So the past week I was working mainly on the sales deck. So I'm just finishing that up now, probably today or tomorrow, and then we're going to get that to Natasha to make it look nice. I've also just been keeping the conversations open with the banking partners. So as you guys have been moving to Georgia, just to make sure they're aware that everything's okay, and we're going to continue the conversations in the coming days. And then I've been brainstorming for the whale accounts and tailored solutions. I've created a bit of a Miro board with some ideas, some ways we can basically coming up with ideas of products that we would be able to offer, and how would we facilitate all these transactions. So yeah.
So Jessica and Alex, Vic, these crypto whale accounts are basically like private banking. So it's like tailored solutions for like very wealthy in crypto, and they come with these gold cards, and they're not like they're they're physical, like solid gold. They're made by the Royal Mint in the UK. So we have to talk to they're through Accomplish, and so actually they've allowed us. They actually stop the production of UK coinage to make these gold cards, because it's made on the same whatever laser system at the Royal Mint. Apparently, Jessica, it's in Wales. The Royal Mint is in Wales, and we're gonna have a tour of it. And Alex, they've agreed to give you like a sample like gold card for our whale accounts once we get this going. So
okay, sounds great.
Very cool.
Got to become the new card to have.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to. I mean, we're trying to offer banking services integrated with crypto. They're trying to sell cards, but whatever, it's kind of.
It'll have to be like crypto punk cards,
Well, people need to brainstorm about this. So like between you and Jessica and Mark, you need to think of what would you put on a crypto whale card. And you can't change it afterwards, and you can't lose it because it's not plastic. It's actually like made out of solid gold somehow at the Royal Mint in Wales. So who knows? It's we have to make this the new standard thing to have.
Yeah.
It sounds like the kind of thing that would go down very well in Dubai with the crypto scene. There's Lamborghinis in Dubai that are covered with Bitcoin logos. So this will be the next cool crypto thing to be seen with.
The thing is, so the card is not just gold. It has like this crazy concierge service. There's all these like crazy perks. So it'll sell itself to that crowd.
Yeah, if you're a crypto whale, it's like, yeah, maybe particularly in Dubai, Jessica, like it's perfect for if you want like access to like the Wimbledon finals at the last minute. If you want to like get into, they say any restaurant in the world, it comes tied together with this card, which is going to be part of our crypto whale accounts. So anyway, people start thinking about it. So, and Alex is going to be the first to get a crypto whale. Okay, is what they propose. So anyway,
right, I'm there.
Okay, do you have anything, Alex, or anybody have anything else?
No, I'm particularly really excited, about the whole fluidity concept and the money going back and forth, and with Nick's innovation about how to really organize, instantaneous worldwide liquidity at any amount. It's just an incredible step forward for us. That's really good.
Yeah, I think it leverages all of our capabilities, because if you think about it, it's pretty unique. I mean, almost nobody else can do this, right? Like, I mean, I guess like, Circle, Coinbase could do it, or Bitfinex or whatever, but like we're the only one that like actually allows like full integration between the traditional banking side and almost instantaneously, and we can offer it for free. So yeah, hopefully it changes the world. So
let's make it happen.
So we're good. Yeah. Okay. So internal tech team, we're going to have a, Nick said he's free now. So we're going to have a call, and we'll speak internally with a few people. So there'll be a Zoom invite coming out to that call. So, okay. Anybody else? All right. Well, business as usual. Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for working hard. We've all got our tasks to do.
Enjoy it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.